So we're here in West Milford to plant some plants around the pond, and it is absolutely out of control. I had to go out and get some bug spray. Wish us luck. We're preparing for war. We're back at this beautiful pondless waterfall we built in Pine Island, New York, and we just placed a whole bunch of plants around the perimeter and inside the waterfall as well. And Ralphie's got a couple more up there in the truck, and we're gonna place those too along the foundation, along those staircase right there. As we plant some of the plants, I'll take you along through the journey and the reason why we planted them there and how they'll spread, covering up some of the edges with the rock, drooping over some of the rocks, cascading along the side of the staircase. The correct plantings can make or break that water feature. So follow along in the video as I show you a couple of tips that we do here at Garden State Koi. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button to see more of these awesome videos. In front of me here, we have two different kinds of aquatic plants. The one down over to the left here is a variegated sweet flag, a beautiful looking grass type plant. Doesn't get much bigger than that and is very, very hardy. And then the other two are forget-me-nots. Those plants there will spread. The homeowner will have to remove some as the season goes on to keep the waterfall flowing correctly, but they grow beautiful purple flowers and really stand out. We have another one up the waterfall that'll spread up there as well. You can also see that we incorporated more of those variegated sweet flag. They will grow in the water or out of the water, and that way you kind of got a flow of that plant going up the waterfall. So we're just finishing up the plantings around the waterfall here, and Ralphie's adding some soil and peat moss around the base of that rhododendron. A whole bunch of beautiful phlox that will spread over time. This blue Pacific juniper, which will also spread, and then this stuff here will spread, which is pretty cool. It's a meadow sage. Dotting plants in groups like this gives you a nice impact of color in different areas. So we got some purple here, some purple over here, as well as some purple up top. And then onto the other side of the staircase here, we have that continuation of that color. So we have some rhododendrons over here, as well as over here. A spirea over here, a spirea over here. Spreading the plants out throughout the landscape gives you a nice, even look of color and really brings this waterfall to life. So we're here in West Milford to plant some plants around the pond, and it is absolutely out of control. I had to go out and get some bug spray. We have masks on, sunglasses, hats, and then we're gonna even have to put gloves in our hands. It's like mayflies, I don't know. We've been getting a lot of rain. Wish us luck. We're preparing for war. I don't know if you can see them flying around, but they're all over the place. They may be mayflies, it is May. So we got the plants placed out all over the pond. Earlier this season, we were here building this thing. It was one of our first projects, and it got really, really cold, and we even had snow and everything like that. But we're back here, and we're ready to plant it up, adding some beautiful perennials and some aquatic plants to bring this pond to life. Some beautiful phlox and a good array of plants up in here with a blue Pacific juniper, a spirea, some more phlox, a different kind of juniper back over there, which will grow larger, and then kind of repeated the same across on the other side. And then we'll be adding in some aquatic plants along the stream, some creeping jenny, some variegated sweet flag. Stay tuned. So I'm gonna add some plants on the edge of the pond over here, some aquatic plants. And I'm gonna start by removing the gravel right there in between the boulders. That will enable me to add a plant right there and the same plant here, making it look like it's been growing through those rocks. I already did something up there with the creeping jenny, and I'll show you how to do that on the right-hand side over here. The plant that I chose was something that's pretty unique. Nice, interesting leaves, and it's called a red water dock. It's pretty hardy. It goes from zone 4 to 9. And one thing that's interesting about this aquatic plant, and there are a couple others, that it's edible. Not only are you planting an aquatic plant, kind of like planting an edible garden. It's pretty neat. What you want to do is remove the plant from the pot. You can rinse it if you'd like. That's up to you. To get all the soil off. In a bucket of water, or you can just bang it off like this and get 90% of the soil away from the roots. So what you're gonna do is that area that I dug out the gravel, now we're gonna wanna come back with that aquatic plant and nestle it in between the rocks. I'm gonna add some gravel to the front side to hide the roots and put another one in there so it looks like a bunch has been starting to grow already. It's a really neat way for the edge of the pond here because it will grow inside the pond and start growing out and giving it a softer edge throughout the years. I'm gonna take the iris once again, knock some of the soil off the roots. Not as much this time, it is only a 4-inch pot. Take the iris, remove some of the gravel on the shell, and actually set the iris right down in the hole I just dug, and then taking the gravel, bury in the root ball. This iris here is a red flowering iris. Once again, I'll remove the soil and then placing the iris in the hole I just dug. You don't want to add any tall plants that are going to grow out of control and block the view of your waterfall, especially on these front edges here and where Raphael is working over there. In front of me here, we put a creeping jenny earlier and another sweet flag. There's a whole series of irises over there with a mixture of red iris and variegated purple Japanese iris. And then over to my left over here, we have some more creeping jenny. So once the weather warms up, we'll add some water hyacinths and water lettuce, which are nice floating aquatic plants. And that will really help keep the nutrient level down in this pond from the fish waste. So here we have 7 different aquatic plants that we planted today. And we're gonna start off from the top left. We have the golden creeping jenny. We have a variegated golden sweet flag, the red water dock, Japanese purple iris, the Louisiana water iris, which is a red flower. And then we have this beautiful hardy water lily, which is yellow, called the Joey Tomochick. And then down here we have the pink water lily, which is called Attraction. It'll take a year or two to fill in, but once everything fills in, this is sure gonna be a little beautiful backyard oasis. Till next time, everyone. And if you like what you saw, don't forget to subscribe to the Garden State Koi YouTube channel. Hit the button down below. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for watching. And thanks for learning together.